Hi, I'm Deb, and thank you for visiting EmbroideryLibraryProjects.com.
I'm Kenny. Welcome to our embroidery studio.
A set of coordinating towels is a wonderful gift for weddings, anniversaries, and housewarmings. It's also a great way to dress up your own kitchen and bath.
Today, Deb and I will demonstrate how to embroider on towels. It's easy to do once you have the right supplies and a good method.
We'll talk about hooping, so there's no more struggling with a bulky bath towel. And we'll also talk about stabilizers so that your towels look great wash after wash. Terry cloth has a high loft and a weak, loose weave. When embroidering on thick terry cloth towels for the bath, there are three things to consider: hooping, topping, and stabilizer. First, stabilizer. There are three main types of stabilizer: cutaway, tearaway, and washaway. Now, which one works best with towels? We put three types of stabilizer to the test. We embroidered 3 towels with the same design, and then laundered them repeatedly. We hooped 1 towel with cutaway stabilizer. What you see on the towel is the topping, and we'll talk about that a little later. We hooped a 2nd towel with tearaway stabilizer, and we backed a 3rd towel with washaway stabilizer. The same monogram was embroidered on all 3 towels. And then I let my laundry build up until one weekend I washed and dried the 3 towels 7 times. And here are the towels now. The towel backed with cutaway stabilizer looks great. Cutaway stabilizer is enmeshed, not woven, so even though the weave of the towel gets pulled in different directions while being washed and dried, the stabilizer holds the embroidery in place. After 7 washings, the embroidery looks great. The towel backed with tearaway stabilizer looks okay, but could use a little help. It might need to be ironed before going on the rack. Because tearaway stabilizer is meant to tear away after the embroidery, every time we wash it, a little more of it is going to be removed. That means that the towel is getting less and less support every time it's used and washed. The towel backed with washaway stabilizer needs a lot of help. After just 1 washing, all of that stabilizer is removed. That means that nothing's left behind to support the terry cloth. Sure, the backside looks nice and neat, but the stabilizer just isn't working. The towel isn't holding up through the washings, it's bunched up, sections of the designs are moving with the weave of the towel, and the monogram is really looking misshapen. And probably with more and more washings, it's going to look worse and worse. Cutaway stabilizer on terry cloth is the winner, with tearaway a close runner-up. For decorative towels, those that you don't expect to wash, water-soluble stabilizer will be fine. But if you're planning on using the towel for more than display purposes, then choose cutaway stabilizer for the best quality results. While Kenny is measuring and marking the towel for placement, let's talk about topping. It's never fun to lose a design in the fabric. When working on fabrics with a high loft, like a thick and thirsty bath towel, it's best to use a topping. A topping is something that is added to the top of the towel before the embroidery to prevent the stitches from sinking down into the pile. You can use a variety of different things as topping. Water-soluble stabilizer is a good choice. It holds down the loft of the terry cloth during the embroidery. After 1 washing, the stabilizer is removed, but by that time, the stitches hold down the loft. You can also use a tulle or netting as a topping. Place it on top of the towel before you embroider. That will hold the loft down so the stitches won't get lost in the terry cloth. After the embroidery has finished, tear the tulle away. We found that it's a bit difficult to remove tulle from a design that has a lot of swirls or thin pieces. It might be best to use tulle as a topping with designs that have simpler, solid shapes. You can use vinyl for a topping too. Dry cover-up is a name brand of topping, or you can use thin vinyl sheets like tablecloth vinyl. Choose a color that matches the thread you're going to use, or choose a clear vinyl. Trim a piece to the size of the design and use a bit of spray adhesive to hold it in place. Like tulle, using vinyl topping is probably best when working with a design that has a simpler shape. No matter how thick or how bulky that towel is, it should be hooped with the stabilizer for the embroidery. It's easy to hoop those thick towels, and Kenny's going to show you how. He's using shelf liner that you can find in the kitchen section of most stores. This is a wonderful and inexpensive hooping aid. Unscrew the bottom hoop a bit and then spread it open. Place the stabilizer over the bottom hoop. Add the towel. Then add the topping. For this example, we're using water-soluble stabilizer for the topping. Press the top hoop into place. Tighten the screw again so that all three layers, stabilizer, towel, and topping, are held firmly in place. It's important to hoop the towel with the stabilizer. If it isn't, then the terry cloth is going to contract under the stitches of the design and you'll see some puckering. The topping is going to prevent those stitches from sinking into the fabric, and the stabilizer is keeping the terry cloth nice and even so that the design sections are perfectly aligned. After the embroidery has finished, gently tear away any excess topping. If you're going to launder the towel before you use it or give it as a gift, any remaining water-soluble stabilizer will be removed in the wash. If you're not going to wash the towel first, then just wet your fingertips and rub them over the areas where the small bits of stabilizer remain. Flip the embroidery over and trim away the cutaway stabilizer. This towel looks perfect, and it will look perfect after dozens of washings. Kitchen towels tend to be a lot thinner than bath towels. Some have smooth, low loft, and others have a higher loft. If you're embroidering on a smooth, low loft towel, then there's no need to use a topping. Just hoop the towel with the stabilizer. And if the kitchen towel is a high loft or terry cloth towel, then use a topping. Generally, we use a cutaway stabilizer because cotton or terry cloth needs the support of cutaway to hold up after several washings, as we saw before. But if you're working with a light design like redwork or toile, you can use a tearaway stabilizer, but only if the design is very light and sheer.
If you have the right stabilizer and topping, you can use almost any design on a towel.
Just keep in mind those three staples of embroidering on towels: stabilizer, hooping, and topping, and your towels will look great wash after wash.
If you have any questions or comments about this video, just click the email tab below and send us a message.
Thank you for watching today, and thank you for visiting EmbroideryLibraryProjects.com.